Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
Muscles are more than just for appearance. They can show the strength of our mind and our will. For a very long time, almost all the important jobs our bodies did required muscle work. Today, having a healthy and strong body is not just good for us. It might even be a way to help us succeed in life. We often see a lot of advice about getting fit, maybe in short videos or online posts. Every day we get tips about workouts. Many people have been training with weights. It has become a normal habit, something they do almost without thinking. They cannot really imagine life without it now. But in all this time, they did not stop to think deeply about why we train. Do we want muscles to look good for others? Or are our reasons now more sensible and deeper? We believe many people might feel this way. We go to the gym, we encourage others to go. We spend many hundreds of hours, use our energy, and spend money. But what really makes us do this? Why do we want muscles and a fit and beautiful body? Is there a truly useful and important reason for it? Or are we just following a trend shown to us by movies and famous bodybuilders from the past? This video will explore why we desire a fit body. Is this wish coming from deep inside us, perhaps from our history as humans? Or is it mainly because of advertising and what our culture tells us is good? 2. Famous fit people appear. Over the last 50 years, gyms have become very common. You can find them in most towns and cities now. It seems like almost everyone knows someone who goes to the gym or has tried to build muscles. Many famous people on social media regularly show their fit bodies and talk about their workouts. But here is something interesting. Bodybuilding itself, the sport where this idea started, is not as popular as big sports like football. Many people want an athletic body, but not so many follow professional bodybuilding competitions. Still, the desire for a strong and fit look is very widespread among both men and women. This idea of wanting a very fit body is quite new. If we look back about 50 or 60 years, things were different. To understand where this trend started, we need to go back in time to America in the 1960s. This was a time when cinema was growing. Movies started to show heroes with amazing bodies. For the first time, ordinary people saw that it was possible to look like the heroes from old Greek stories. The two important actors were Steve Reeves and Reg Park. They were athletes with impressive muscles, and they both played the character Hercules in popular films. Seeing these strong heroes on screen was exciting for many people. A bit later, Arnold Schwarzenegger became incredibly famous. He was like the main person spreading this new fitness virus. He inspired millions. This period was called the Golden Age of bodybuilding. There were many popular bodybuilders, men and women, who became stars. The media played a big role too. Suddenly, there were posters, fitness magazines, and more movies showing these muscular bodies. Around the same time, comic books like those from Marvel also showed superheroes with very strong physiques. Think about it, almost every superhero looks strong and muscular. All these things together helped create a clear and strong image of how a fit man and a fit woman should look. This image included a toned body with noticeable muscles. Many people growing up during this time were influenced by these images. Maybe they saw a picture of Arnold or watched a superhero movie and felt inspired to become stronger. Over 50 years, this idea grew and grew. It became a powerful social trend, and having a fit body started to feel normal, even expected. 3. Do animals like big muscles? Sometimes, to understand ourselves better, it helps to look at the animal world. Many animals live by rules that are millions of years old. When we study animals, we can see that body size and power are often very important. These features can give an animal an advantage, especially when finding a partner. This is called natural selection. For example, let's look at seals. The biggest male seals can have 10 times more babies than the smaller males who also have babies. A larger male seal is stronger in fights. He can also stay on land longer, which gives him more time to find female seals. Seals might seem different from us, but what about animals that are more like humans? Gorillas are a good example. In a gorilla group, the leader is called the alpha male. This alpha male is often the biggest and strongest gorilla in the group. Bigger gorillas usually seem more dangerous and important. Scientists watched mountain gorillas for 2.5 years. They found something interesting. The width of a male gorilla's back was connected to his rank or position in the group. A wider back was actually 7 times more important for a gorilla's rank than his height. So for gorillas, being wide seems more important than being tall. Animals do not only use their real size. Many animals try to look bigger than they really are. They might stand up tall on their back legs. Birds might spread their tails wide. Other animals might puff up their fur. They do this to scare away other animals or to attract a female partner. This is called demonstrative behavior. Maybe humans have similar reasons for liking muscles. Some people think that our interest in big muscles comes from our ancient animal past. It could be a very old feeling inside us. In human history, it is possible that men who were physically stronger had a higher position in their group. A strong body with muscles showed power. This could help them to find partners and continue their family line. Maybe the width of the shoulders and the size of muscles were signs that other humans recognized. Our bodies might still remember this connection at a deep level. When bodybuilding became known, it offered a clear method. For the first time, people learned how they could make their muscles grow bigger. Bodybuilding allowed people to activate this old evolutionary lever. It gave them a way to build the kind of powerful body that maybe helped our ancestors survive and succeed long ago. This could be a big reason why so many people like the idea of bodybuilding and still find strong bodies attractive today. 4. How our bodies changed long ago. Some people think that the idea of a beautiful body, especially a muscular one, is very old and written in our genes. However, it's hard to imagine how complicated ideas about beauty could be stored in our basic genetic code. Did bigger always mean better in our past? Probably not. Being very big means you need a lot more food, which could be a big problem. Think about groups like the pygmies, who are small, possibly because food was hard to find where they lived. Long ago, there were even human relatives, sometimes called hobbits, who were only about 1 meter tall. So size was not always an advantage. Let's look back at how human bodies changed over millions of years. Early human ancestors like Australopithecines were about 1 meter tall but very strong. They could climb trees easily. Later came Homo habilis, who were similar. Then came species like Homo erectus. Around this time, something amazing happened. For 60 million years before, body size and brain size changed very slowly. But with Homo erectus, in less than 1 million years, bodies got much bigger, gaining around 15 kilograms, and brains grew significantly larger too, adding over 300 cubic centimeters. This big change might be linked to eating more meat and using fire to cook food, which made digestion easier and provided more energy. Later, Neanderthals appeared. They were powerful and had brains even larger than early Homo sapiens, but Homo sapiens are the ones who survived. For these early humans, the most important thing was simply to survive. Physical strength wasn't really about looking good or attracting a partner. It was necessary for daily life and staying alive in difficult conditions. Life was hard, and only the strong could manage. Also, early humans lived in very small groups, maybe only 25 or 50 people. In such a small group, there weren't many choices for partners. If someone was alive and healthy enough to have children, that was the main thing. There wasn't really an opportunity to choose someone based on having the biggest muscles. The fact that a person had survived showed they were strong enough. Because being strong was needed just to live, most people who reached adulthood were probably quite fit by today's standards. It was the normal condition, like having hair. It wasn't a special feature that made someone stand out for selection. Weak people simply did not survive. So females likely didn't choose males based on muscles because all available males already had the necessary strength. Furthermore, as humans spread across the world, different groups developed in different environments. People in various populations looked different from each other. This diversity made it even harder for one single idea of beauty, like large muscles, to become fixed for everyone. What was considered attractive often depended on what was normal or common in a specific group. If people in a group generally had broad shoulders, then broad shoulders might be seen as attractive there. This variety in human populations and the basic need for survival meant that our deep past probably didn't create a single fixed idea of the perfect muscular body. 5. What people think is beautiful. Over a long time, humans are slowly changing. Our bodies are becoming less strong. Our bones are getting lighter, and our possibility for building big muscles is reducing. This general trend is happening across the world. One reason for this change is that natural selection is not as strong for humans as it was before. In the past, maybe only the physically strongest people survived difficult conditions. But today, improvements in life mean most people survive. This affects the physical characteristics passed down through generations. Our way of life today has a big impact on our health. It also affects the health of our children, even before they are born. The choices we make about food and exercise are very important. Children often copy what their parents do, so the lifestyle we choose matters for the future. This is something we can control. The modern interest in fitness and having a toned body is largely cultural. It is like an answer to the long-term trend of humans becoming physically weaker. Culture is powerful, and can change our ideas about what is good or attractive. History shows us many examples of how ideas of beauty change. For instance, hundreds of years ago, being quite large or corpulent was sometimes seen as a sign of high status. Good food was not easy to get, and only wealthy people could afford to eat a lot and not work hard physically. A large body showed wealth. But when food became available for almost everyone, this idea changed. Now, being very overweight is often seen negatively because we know more about health risks. Another example is the fashion for men's body hair. In ancient times, some cultures preferred men to remove body hair. Later, in the 19th century, a hairy chest was fashionable. More recently, smooth bodies became popular again for men. Today, ideas about the ideal male body shape are often discussed. Scientists sometimes use a measure called the waist-to-chest ratio, or WCR. This compares the width of the waist to the width of the chest. In many developed cities around the world, like London in Great Britain or Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, people often find men with broad shoulders and a narrower waist more attractive. The beauty standards in these big cities are becoming quite similar. However, these ideas are not the same everywhere. In parts of the world where physical work is still very common, people might prefer different body shapes. For example, in some areas of Malaysia outside the big cities, people might see men who are more stocky and solidly built as more attractive. This shows that what people think is beautiful can depend a lot on their environment and lifestyle. Beauty standards change between different groups of people and depend on the situation. 6. The story of gyms and muscles. The story of gyms and muscles didn't start with the famous names many know today. Before the Golden Age, there was a Bronze Age. A key figure was Eugen Sandow, born in 1867. When he was young, maybe 10 years old, he visited Italy and saw statues of ancient Greek heroes. He was inspired and wanted a body like theirs. Sandow began as a circus strongman, showing great strength. But he noticed that audiences paid more attention to his muscles. So he started posing to display his body. Sandow developed some of the first training methods and opened early gyms. He even organized the first bodybuilding competitions. Tickets sold out quickly. At these events, he gave winners a special trophy shaped like himself. This Sandow trophy is still given to Mr. Olympia winners today. Other pioneers existed too. Around 1920, people like Earl Lederman and George Jowett started companies making fitness equipment. They even called one trainer the health builder, showing an early link between muscle building and health. After the Bronze Age came the Silver Age. Mark Berry was important here. He wrote books and articles explaining bodybuilding methods. Many coaches and athletes used his famous 20-repetition squat program. This approach helped athletes build bigger muscles than before. Bodybuilders in the Silver Age looked more muscular than those from the Bronze Age. Bob Hoffman was another key person who changed bodybuilding. He was connected to the U.S. weightlifting team. In the 1950s, anabolic steroids started being used in sports. Hoffman was one of the first to get access to them and introduce them into the bodybuilding world. Before this, bodybuilding, weightlifting, and powerlifting were often practiced together. The arrival of steroids marked a big change and led towards the next era. This next period was the Golden Age. Bodybuilding became a worldwide sensation. Athletes looked incredible, almost like visitors from another planet. A major reason for these amazing bodies was steroids. Steroids gave athletes superhuman muscle-building abilities, which shocked and interested the public. It is possible that without steroids, bodybuilding might not have become so popular. Two brothers, Joe and Ben Whiter, played a huge role in this period. They built a large fitness empire. They created the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness, IFBB, the most important bodybuilding organization. They published popular magazines filled with pictures and articles about training and muscles. They also managed and promoted famous athletes like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Frank Zane. The Whiters sold their own supplements, exercise equipment, and training plans. They created a whole fitness market. This system made people believe that anyone could achieve a body like Arnold's, often by buying their products. This commercial side was very strong, especially in America. The fact that fitness could be a successful business was a powerful reason why the muscular look became such a strong trend. 7. Why we do what others do. Have you ever seen a video of one person dancing alone in public? At first, they might look a little strange. But then someone brave joins them. This first follower is very important. They change the lone dancer from strange into a leader. Suddenly, it looks less odd. When a second person joins and then a third, it starts to look like a group activity. More people see the group having fun and decide to join too. Soon, there is a big crowd dancing. At this point, it becomes normal to dance. If you are standing still, you might feel like the strange one for not joining in. This simple example helps explain how social trends work. Many people have a natural wish to belong to a group. We often change how we act or what we believe to fit in with others. This is called conformity. Scientists have studied this idea. In one famous experiment, people were shown lines of different lengths and asked to match them. Most people in the group deliberately gave the wrong answer. Often, the last person would agree with the group's wrong answer, even if they knew it was incorrect. A similar test was done with children and pyramids. Most children were told secretly to say that a black pyramid and a white pyramid were both white. The last child, who did not know about the secret plan, often copied the others and also said both pyramids were white, just to agree. Fitness and going to the gym have followed a similar path. Years ago, bodybuilding was only for a small group. Now having an athletic body is much more common and mainstream. So many people exercise that it has become normal. Sometimes, people who are not interested in fitness might feel like they are outside the main trend. Joining a trend because others do it is common. However, staying fit for a long time needs more than just following others. It requires personal commitment. You need to build exercise into your daily routine and make it a habit. It becomes part of your lifestyle, something you do regularly for yourself, not just because it is popular. 8. A fit body helps today. Today, having a fit body means more than just looking good. It sends clear messages to the world about who you are. It suggests that you have discipline and are willing to work hard to reach your goals. It shows you can manage your lifestyle, including your diet and exercise, which not everyone can do. It also suggests that you care about your health and are probably quite healthy. People often notice our bodies without thinking about it. They quickly form ideas about us based on how we look. This is sometimes called the halo effect. Research shows that appearance can sometimes help people in their jobs and even affect how much money they earn. Our body shape, how we stand, and our general fitness are all part of the image we show to others. People read this information subconsciously. The idea of the perfect body is also changing. For many years, the focus was on the very large muscles seen in bodybuilding. Now, many people are more interested in looking athletic. This means having a balanced body with muscles that are developed but not too extreme. The goal is a mix of good health, fitness, and looking good in a natural way. This idea of balanced physical development has roots in places like ancient Greece. There seems to be a level of muscle development that gives most of the possible benefits. Getting stronger and fitter up to this point is very helpful. Trying to build much more muscle beyond this might not be practical or necessary for most people. This healthy, athletic level is something that almost everyone can achieve with regular effort. Because of this, many people now focus on training smart. This idea is sometimes called training minimalism. It means finding ways to exercise that give good results without spending too much time in the gym. The goal is to be efficient, training effectively and leaving time and energy for other important parts of life. Overall, the trend towards fitness can be very positive. If people focus on the real benefits like better health and feeling stronger, it is a good investment in themselves. It is important to use common sense and choose exercise goals that are healthy and realistic. Avoiding the extreme approaches sometimes seen in professional bodybuilding, which may not be suitable or safe for everyone. We know that culture, social reasons, and business have all helped make fitness popular. These factors created the environment where having a fit body became an important goal for many. It became a way to show positive qualities and fit in with modern expectations. Thinking about fitness leads us to ask about its deeper effects. Beyond looking good and showing discipline, how does exercise really help our bodies and minds? The next step is to explore the important connections between regular physical activity and our overall mental and physical health.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.